Auntie Elise here at Bowman Library in the children's section with another middle grade book spotlight. So for our theme this week, it's all about siblings. You know, those older or younger brothers and sisters, which I don't know about you, but there's always like a love-hate relationship at some time. So the 6 books we're going to take a look at revolve around books with siblings. Some are just brothers, some are just sisters, some are brothers and sisters, some are realistic, some are fantasy. So we have a whole mixture here for you today. Our first one is The Truth About Twinkie Pie by Kat Yeh. Gigi, short for Galileo Galilei, is getting ready for 7th grade and has to move in with her older sister Dee Dee, short for Delta Dawn. This is because their mother has suddenly passed away. Dee Dee won $1 million on a cooking show, and now she wants the best for Gigi. So they leave their home in South Carolina and they move up to New York City so Gigi can attend the best private school. At school, Gigi knew it was going to be difficult. You know, she's coming in as a 7th grader, doesn't really know anyone, completely different area. But she ends up becoming friends with the coolest boy in school. But that has also kind of put a target on her back for the ultimate mean girl at her school named Mace. But things get even more confusing when Gigi views Mace and Dee Dee getting along better than she does with Dee Dee, and Dee Dee is her sister. But then there's this whole other thing that's going on, that they think their mother is actually really alive and she's not dead. Filled with twists, turns, and sisterly love and drama, if you're looking for a feel-good ending with some foods sprinkled throughout, this will be the book for you. So this is The Truth About Twinkie Pie. Caterpillar Summer by Gillian McDunn. Caterpillar has a lot on her mind for a 6th grader. Her father died recently. Her mother is trying to keep everything together, but it's not going all that great. And her younger brother, Chicken, is on the autism spectrum. And she's about to spend the summer off a small island off the coast of North Carolina with grandparents she's never met before, instead of getting to spend it with her best friend, because that was the original plan. Just like she always does, Kat is very protective of Chicken, and she does everything she can to take care of him. And while she's on this island, though, she starts to learn things about herself, and that her role cannot always be to take care of Chicken, that she needs and deserves to be a kid too. As they start to grow closer to their grandparents and family secrets start to come out, Caterpillar and Chicken will need each other more than ever before. This amazing summer story will have you appreciating it more and more the closer you get to the end. So Caterpillar Summer. One of the all-time classics, and we cannot have a discussion about books featuring siblings without including this one, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. It's World War II, and in England, children are being sent to the countryside for safety, and this includes the 4 Pensivese siblings, Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. Spending time at their uncle's estate is kind of boring, and they are left to their own devices. So one day they decide to go play hide and go seek, and while playing this game, Lucy hides in a wardrobe, which is a big dresser that clothes are stored in. But she finds there's no back to this wardrobe, and when she turns around, she's in a completely different place. As the siblings start to enter this place and explore, they discover it's Narnia, but things are not as perfect as what it may appear. There's an epic battle of good versus evil brewing, and the only way that there's going to be a winner is to have a battle for it. An amazing story that will leave you laughing, crying, and shock, and everything in between. Even if you have watched the movie, I promise the book is so much better. This book is part of the Narnia series. It can be read alone, or if you want to read about the history of Narnia leading up to this book, you might want to start with The Magician's Nephew, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Oh. Okay, so I have to tell you something. This book, As Brave as You by Jason Reynolds, I love Jason Reynolds. Anything he writes is going to be amazing, and this book is no exception. 11-year-old Jeannie Harris and his older brother Ernie are sent from Brooklyn to go visit their grandparents. This is the grandparents on their dad's side, and they live in rural Virginia. And they have to be there for a month because their parents are trying to get away on their own vacation. Not really knowing their grandparents before all this, they find themselves in for some surprises, like from their grandmother's like strict expectations and rules to the fact that they have to do chores the entire time. And they also learn that their grandfather is blind but is also completely independent, and life can exist without 24/7 internet access. As the summer progresses and the brothers find themselves growing and learning about themselves and each other and what bravery means and family relationships, including why their dad doesn't really talk to his parents or their grandparents. Both Jeannie and Ernie find themselves learning more about themselves, and they are tested in ways that they have never possibly thought before. This book takes a look at the deep meaning of family and how important family is to all aspects of your life. As Brave as You. Dragon Pearl by Yoon-Ha Lee. Min is a fox spirit. So she's a supernatural creature who can change their appearance and persuade people to do things that they normally would not do. But she and her family keep it a secret, as fox spirits are looked down upon and by people in society. Min finds out that her older brother, John, has deserted his Space Force post, but she does not think that is the case because John would never do anything like that. And she decides she's gonna find out what really happened. As she travels through the universe, she starts to find clues that there is more to this story, and all signs seem to point to the discovery of this powerful ancient relic called the Dragon Pearl. Filled with twists and turns, Korean mythology and folklore, and some amazing characters, you will find yourself getting to the end and wanting more. Dragon Pearl. And our last one for today is another classic, but you have to talk about this book if you're talking about siblings. A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. Meg's family is living day to day wondering where their father is, as he's been missing for a while, supposedly doing work for the government. One night, she goes downstairs and finds her younger brother, Charles Wallace, talking about a new friend he has made, but Meg is kind of skeptical. The story does not seem to add up. Going out in the middle of the night to find this friend, they run into Calvin O'Keefe, and they find out that Meg's father has been captured by the Dark Thing, and the three of them need to save him. This requires them to move through time and space and face things they did not even know existed, as well as their greatest fears. One of the best classics of all time. You may think you know the story, but it's always worth reading this book. It's the first in a series of 5 titles featuring these characters. So A Wrinkle in Time. So these are just 6 of the books we have here at Bowman that feature siblings. I promise you we have a ton more. So if you want to read a book that has siblings, but maybe not one of these, feel free to come on in over to the children's section, and we will be here to help you to find a book that you want to read. I hope you tune in next time for another middle grade book spotlight with a whole new different theme. Have a great week.